Um, Hello, my friends. Hopefully you are doing great. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna share you about variables in Java and basic operator in Java. So let's go a little theory first before we go for coding. So about variable in Java, we have two types. The first type that is primitive type, and the second is wrapper class. So primitive type is the type where it holds the actual value uh, of your data, while wrapper class will provide you some convenience methods to process the primitive type. So most of the time in your coding application, you will use the primitive type most of the time. And when you want some specific convenience methods to process the primitive types, you will use wrapper class. For example, if you want to change an integer value to a string, you will need to use the wrapper class and then you parse to a string. So you may ask yourself, where is string type here? So string is not primitive type, and we will have a separated lesson for string later. So basically, we have 8 primitive type. The first, that's the pooling. That means true or false. We have character like C, H, A, or they are not character. We have the number group here for byte, short, integer, long, float, and double. So for each of primitive type, we have wrapper class here. You can see it's very easy to remember. Just two things different. For character, we have a little different here compared to other wrapper class name. And the second, that is integer. So how to declare a variable in your application? So we have two ways to declare a variable in your application. The first, that you declare without any init value. So we have variable type, and then we have variable name, and the semicolon here. So variable type, we use the primitive data here, int, that means integer, one of primitive type here, and the variable name, my number here, and the semicolon. The second way is that you will init the first the init value for your variable, like variable type here, variable name, and equal the value and the semicolon. So we will talk more about variable types in relevant lesson like class, object, or methods later. But the basic thing that you need to know how to declare a simple variable with primitive data, something like this. So that means variable doesn't mean always, it's not always in a primitive type, but this is the basic things how to declare a variable with primitive types. You need to understand and you need to be able to declare a variable first. And now we come back to our source code here. Let me create a new package, and you should do the same for this tutorial. You should not put all the code in just one class, because it will be hard for you in future if you want to revise your knowledge. So I would suggest you that each class, each lesson, you need to create a new package, and then you put your practice in code there, okay? So you right click on source and navigate to new, another package here, and you name it as lesson 2. You enter. And you will create a class like variable exploring. Enter. And inside the variable exploring here, you create a main method like I already explained for you in the first lesson. So you put main and you enter. You have a main method here. Inside the main method, we will declare some variable. So the first variable, I want to declare my name, my age, something like int, my age equal forever 18. And I will declare another Boolean variable that is Boolean here is equal equal false here. For example, I will declare another that's float f equal 1.234, and if you want to put if you want to tell that it's a float type, you need to put an f at the end here, okay? And for double, you will have something like d equal 2.345 here. Or you can declare something like character C, like that, and then you assign the value later C equal A. Single quote here is not double quote. If you assign something double quote here, it will raise an error because that's for string. You see the error here. Require a character, but you provide string. We will have a separated lesson later for string. So single quote here, double single quote, and then you put the letter inside, just like this. That's the way you declare primitive variable, variable with primitive type. Okay. So if you want to print it out, you can use the system print ln that we already knew. So you use SOUT and you enter. For example, I will print my age. And then I use the keyword Command D or Control D if you are using Windows machine, and I will print it as true. And I will print something like F. I will print D. I will print C. And now I will run my program here. Run variable exploring and the main method. So we have the 18 false, the value from float number here, and the value from the double number here, the character. So that's the first step that you have to declare a variable with primitive data. So if you come to Oracle documentation, you will see something like for float and double, they recommend that this data type should never be used for precise values such as currencies. I don't want to go deep dive into that because actually when we use a lot of floats and we will have some tolerance. So if you are a developer, and especially you are a developer for something related to money, you need to pay attention with those primary type. And they success us to use the bit decimal instead of float or triple. So if you are a developer in banking or wealth management, e-commerce that related to money, you need to pay attention on that. Okay, but this course is for QA engineer and it's for designed for automation test specifically. So I don't think we need to go deep dive into those issues. So after you can declare, I want to introduce for you one more thing. A convenience method to apply a formatted string to an output stream. So let's see about the theory first. For example, I will have a string. So string is not primary type, I remind against, but just for the example, I put it here. So string name equal my name and the 8 here. So if you want to print out something like my name is Tuhin and I am 18 years old, in a normal way, you need to use this line. And beside, we have something like print with format. You see the F, the letter F here, that stands for format. So we can have something like a placeholder, percentage size here, and S, that means I will wait for a string from the parameter here with the name. And percentage size here, and the D, letter D, that means I'm waiting for a parameter with the value as a number here. And then I can print out. So let's try to declare something like that and try to print out. So you come back here and you declare string my name equal, you can put your name inside and a semicolon here, and integer my age equal 18. So we will fade an error. You see? If you already declare a variable with this name and then you declare again, we will face an error. Thus, the my age is already defined in the scope. In the scope, that means under inside of a double curly brackets here. You see? So that means in the same scope. But if you try to remove the type, variable type here, it will understand, the program will understand that you are going to reassign the variable my age with another value. So in this case, the same value, but the program will reassign it and we will not face any error in this case. Okay, so now you print out. You are not going to use the SOUT anymore. Instead, you use SOUF. That means print with a formatted string. So you use this one, F, and you enter. You see the difference? This is print LN, and this is print F. That means the format. So you put the format that my name is, and you put a placeholder. In this case, is percentage sign here and string. And then we will have something like my name is, my name here, and I am percentage sign here and the letter D. That means you will wait for a number year show. And after that, I want to enter to a new line. We can use percentage N. And the second parameter that I will put my name here for the first one, placeholder. And then we will put my 8 here for the second one. And then I run the program again. Okay, you can use the Control R to run it. So you see, my name is Tuhin and I am 18 years old, and I enter to a new line like this. Okay, so that's the way you print out something with formatted string. So let's say that, but why do we need variables, right? Why do we need them? Why do we need variable, we declare and we use them? Why do we need them? Think again. If you come back to your program here, and you see, without variable, and if I want to print out a very simple thing here, I need to put the value again and again and again. And I don't want to do that. While a variable will help me to keep a reference. Variable name here will help me to keep a reference to an actual value. And then I can use many other places in my program, right? So the first purpose that to host a reference, and then you can accept the real value in your program, right? And the second purpose that if your program is not something like simple, just print out something, you need to, process your data, and you need to do some operation on your data. If you don't have anything like reference to keep, and then you change the data, you cannot program. So we have two mainly purposes for declaring a variable. The first thing is will help us as a reference for a real data. The second thing that is will help us to keep the reference, that reference for processing our data in our program, right? So let's talk about operator. I will share you some basic operator in Java, and then we can use for the next lesson. So let's create a new class with the name simple operator. Enter. And then you declare another main method inside. So inside this thing, for example, you declare a new variable with the name my age again equal 18. And after that, you will have something like my age equal my age plus 1. The first operator, that's it, addition. That means you use this operator to increase something, right? And then I print out my age. After that, I will use another operator, my age plus plus. It will do the same thing, that I will increase 1 unit from my previous my age value here, and I print out again. And then I run. So if you put you press the Control R, and then it's, you see, it run our previous class. So there are two ways to fix this problem I want to share you. The first way is the simplest way, that you just need to click here and then you run here. You see, simple operator dot main here. The second way that you see here, the configuration, you edit the configuration, and then you choose another class. So you can put something like simple, and then you control space. There will be a succession for you, and you choose this class. And then apply and OK. You see the difference here? And if you press Ctrl R again, it will execute the new class. It will look for the main method in this class and will execute for you. So the first value here, that is 19. And then I increase 1 unit and it's now 20. Easy, right? So I want to introduce as the comparator operator. For example, I will put a boolean value here, and with the name e-true again, equal my 8 is less than 20. Okay, so here is less than operator, and then I will print out is that true value, and I run again. So that will result is as false here. You see, my age is now 20, and 20 cannot less than 20. So if I put another that's equal here, that's less than or equal, and then I run again, this will be true. So in the same way, we can have other related operator like greater or greater than, right? And then you can try yourself for that. So another operator, that's it, we have something like pooling. We call it the logical operator. Logical operator related to or logical. And equal my 8 is greater than 18, and you see this one, two side n, and my 8 less than 30. I want to check that whether my age is in the range from 17 to 29, right? So it should be n here, and then you just print out the value, and it should result something like true, right? And you run again. This is true. So another operator, that's the end. Or if you have something like, let me duplicate it by press Control D on Windows and Command D on Mac OS machine. So let's see logical operator, or this is end. Let me right click and then try to refactor. In this case, I will rename, and then you see it will refactor here. So you don't need to try to change here and then change here. You just need to use the refactor, and IDE will help you to change all the places. Okay, so here you try to do something like my 8 is greater than 18, or double slash here, or my 8 less than 30. Okay, so if one of them is true, for in this case one of them is true, for example, if we have this true and this is false, so the result will be true. If this is false and this is true, the result is true as well. So it will be true if one of just only one, it just is only one of all the conditions here. Okay, let me continue. Previous videos just got interruptions because my storage was full. So I need to get another video, and I spent the first one. Okay, just continue here. So for the OR here, you see the OR operator here, we check it, one condition is true, and it will return a Boolean value that will be true. But for the AND operator here, you need all of the condition inside is true. For example, if for OR condition here, I will put something like OR my age is greater than 100. So this is false, right? And this is true. This is true as well, and this is false. Let me put something like false, like bigger than 1000 here. So we have a true, false here, and just only one true. So the value, if you print out, it will still true because we have the OR operator here. So just need only one true. So you can print out like logical OR here, and you run again. You see, true and true. The last one, true. Okay. So you already knew about the greater than, greater or equal, less than or equal, and operator, logical operator, or operator. So those basic things is enough for you in the tutorial. If we have some more thing, I will add in another tutorial. I don't want to mess up everything for beginners. So let's try to summary again. So let's go back to our first class. So the way you declare a variable to keep a primitive data, you declare with the type. Don't forget the type. Okay. Every variable in Java have its own type. And then you declare a name. And we have two ways to declare. You can declare without any value, or you can declare with a value. So if you declare without any init value, and then you reassign it again later, that is okay as well. But you already have a variable in this scope, and now you put something again, the same thing like that again. That means you redeclare again. This will raise an error that you already declared this variable here in the same scope. So what is scope? You will understand more in the methods in the function lesson. But in this tutorial, you just understand that a scope is something in between of the double curly bracket here. You see the curly bracket here. So it's in the same scope. Okay, sorry. My video file got interrupted again, so that's why I need to expand. So let's continue. That means in the same scope, and then you want to, reassign the value. So you need to do something like just the variable name, and then you put a new value for it. That means you reassign, but you cannot redeclare the same variable in the same scope. Okay. So for very first lesson, I will go very slowly, and I want to make sure for beginners they can understand the basic thing and they can practice around. But I don't want to go so fast, because if I go so fast and then from the next lesson, you will not understand clearly. So try to practice again, and see you in next tutorial.